As an executive, you need to be able to get the most out of your people. And that means that you need you need to understand what motivates them, where their difficulties are, and how to address all of those. And the only way you can do that is to do that very same thing for yourself. So you need to sit down and you need to take stock of what your strengths are, what your difficulties are, and how you rise to the challenge when you're presented with a challenge. And only when have that clarity within yourself of how you function and how to get the most out of you, are you going to be able to get the most out of your team. So first place to start is with your strengths and what's working for you, right? So you've got a lot of stuff working for you to get where you are today. And you need to take stock of what all those things are, right? Is it clarity? Is it persistence? Is it I had one client that I call him the chief researcher, right? Is that he learns so much about what he's planning on going into that his chances of success go up astronomically because he is the king of homework, right? And so, I mean, so it's those kinds of qualities that you need to look at. Are you the king of homework? Are you the king of exciting people in your vision that you're excited about and your enthusiasm is contagious? Are you, what are your strengths? And then how do you use those strengths? And what are your weaknesses and how do you compensate for those weaknesses? Are you, do you tend to have a temper? Do you tend to get short with people? And if you have a temper and you're getting short with people, trust me, it's a projection of you having a temper against yourself and being short with yourself. Because I'll tell you what, I have a temper with myself and I know about that, right? And so because I know that I'm hard on myself and that I can be hard on other people, right? With that awareness, I go, okay, how am I going to address that, right? Because that's a hot button, right? And so for me, I say, okay, well, you know what? When I get angry, I'm going to just stop because I know every time I act in anger is no good. And I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to recenter myself and I'm going to acknowledge that I'm angry and I'm going to experience the anger and I'm going to accept that I'm angry until it loses its steam and I can see how to move forward in a constructive, beneficial manner. And so that's an example of what you do when you identify a weakness, right? Because when you'll be a tremendously improved success in your executive leadership when you understand the pluses and minuses of yourself and how to address the minuses and how to leverage the pluses. And when you can do it for yourself, you can do it for other people, but you can't give other people what you haven't got. So whatever it is, you've got to take stock of your strengths and your weaknesses and how you mitigate or minimize the impact of your weaknesses and how you're going to respond to those weaknesses. What are you going to do about it? Right? And that's you do that, and executive coaching will go off the charts because the ability to to accurately see and leverage your strengths and accept your weaknesses at a level that allows them not to screw things up is really all you need. That's all you need. And while it's, might be seen as simple, it's not easy and it's not obvious. It takes time and it takes work. You know what? But the payoff is phenomenal. So that's what I would recommend. And if you want my help, it's certainly available. Thoughtcoachingbyscott.com gets you to me. And that's, simple but not easy, right? And that's why we need support, right? Because in all those things in our life that are simple but not easy, we need encouragement and support. I mean, just the other day, I called up a friend of mine and I said, I have such lofty goals for my contribution to the world that, part of me thinks that they're just ridiculous and nonsensical and stuff. And and I know from everything I've written, everything I've done, everything I've said, everything I've coached people on, that we all have the wherewithal within us to achieve what we're inspired to do. But you know what? And I knew that, right? And I hadn't lost sight of that. But you know what? I still needed to hear it from a friend of mine. I still needed somebody to tell me, look, you thought you could never do this and look where you are. You thought you could never achieve this and look what you've done. You thought you could never accomplish that and look how you succeeded. And I needed somebody to read back my accomplishments to me to show me that over and over and over again, I've achieved what I set out to do and that I'm capable of that and I've had the talents to do that. And so even if you know you do and you support yourself and stuff, we all need and benefit from the support of others. And if you're interested, I can be that support for you. So that's how you can take your executive leadership to the next level with greater self-awareness that allows you to support and get the most out of your team. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you soon.